Many years ago, I received a revelation that I had, First Man on the Moon vibration. And I just felt that was so far away from any reality for me, and wondered if you had an interpretation for that.
The only reason that it felt to you like it was far away is because you sort of, accidentally is not the right word, because nothing is accidental, but you sort of intermittently or sporadically found the vibration that allowed you to realize it. But you don't maintain that often enough for you to allow it to come into further fruition, and so that's why it feels far-fetched, but it isn't. When we said earlier, if this time-space reality has the wherewithal to help you find an inspiration for something, then it has the wherewithal to deliver it fully. But you have to be the one that keeps that vibration alive. The revelation is always there. It's the realization of it that's necessary. Yeah.
So I also wanted to say something else. I had an instant realization of...
Think about what you're saying. We like those words. An instant realization. I found myself somehow with other subjects active in a vibration that allowed me to realize something instantly. So it felt like it came out of nowhere, but it didn't. It came out of my alignment with the vibration that allowed me to translate it.
So I was in traffic, and I had an appointment, and I was in traffic for about an hour going into a tunnel before I went into the tunnel. And I called my appointment. I was really looking forward to this appointment. And I was listening to this other motivational tape. And then suddenly I said, just before I went into the tunnel, it was kind of depressing being in traffic for an hour, knowing I was going into a tunnel and knowing I was going to be late for my appointment. So I said, I have to listen to Abraham Hicks. So I put on Hicks on my iPhone. And as soon as I got into the tunnel, I said, well, at least I spent more time outside of the tunnel than inside. So when I got into the tunnel, it became a little more hectic because I had a truck to the left of me and a truck behind me, and my car started to vibrate. And I said, what could be worse than that? So I started the video, daily video, Abraham audio rather, and you had said, generalize. So I started to generalize. And even though my car was vibrating, it was sort of got funny.
Because the tunnel amplified the vibrations all around, made them more. Yeah.
And then you said something incredible. You said, who cares where you are? It matters where you're going. And then that suddenly was a revelation to me, instantaneously. And then suddenly the traffic just started dispersing. As soon as you said that, as soon as I felt good. And I said, no one else is going to believe this unless people in this room. It's just that I was...
You have to come to a room where they're all crazy.
Yeah. I was in the Ted Williams tunnels, and the traffic dispersed, the cars, and I said, wow, and there was one state trooper. You could see there was probably some flood, and then it dispersed. So I just wanted to relate that story. It was so amazing. Thank you. Amazing inspiration.
So there's more good news for you in that recollection of that experience. You were in the vicinity where you received the inspiration. Mm-hmm. And for a manifestation to occur so rapidly, that means you were really in the vibrational vicinity of it where you could realize it. And we would like to say to all of you, you are that close to everything you want. It's just a matter of being there and recognizing that you are and going with it. Because there are many people who have heard things from us who would say, this is the last damn time I'm going to put on an Abraham recording because I'm not getting what... In other words, you were in the vicinity, and that's why it happened the way that it did. Esther often asks us, she wonders as things unfold, how is it that this series of events are rendezvousing in the way that they are? She wonders, did Abraham already have the manifestation all lined up? And so to make that manifestation even more interesting, Esther was now the recipient of a thought that would ready her for the manifestation. And the answer to that is yes. Since your inner being knows where you are in relationship to everything you want and knows what your level of resistance or allowing is, then we are always delivering to you the scenarios that will enhance everything as it unfolds. And so isn't it lovely that you were already in the process of unraveling that traffic for yourself, but the process, the path of least resistance, made it more meaningful to you still, didn't it? Made you realize that you do create your own reality.
And the same with sitting in this seat. The closest reality that I could perceive to that vibration of First Man on the Moon was sitting in the seat. And I had all kinds of resistance to sitting in the seat because I could see myself on the screen and it said, that looks like TV. I don't want to be on TV. And there's hundreds of people in this room and they don't want to listen to my meanderings about this and so forth.
Turns out they
but
did.
I knew, yes. And I knew you were going to call me eventually, so it worked out. Great.
Yeah.
It's marvelous.
Well, in the same way that you knew that we were eventually going to call on you, you must know that eventually everything that you want will come to full fruition. And you and how you feel is the only factor that determines the length of time between now and that manifestation.
Amazing.
It is wonderful. Yes, indeed.
Thank you.